Hi, this is Luke Womack, Executive Director of the Go Fund, coming to you with our second weekly update. As coronavirus continues to spread, your world may have changed this week. Maybe you lost a job. Maybe a friend or family member contracted COVID-19. If your world is falling apart this week, I'm really sorry. I wish I could fix it. I can't fix your situation, but what I can do is remind you of others who've gone before us, who've gone through a crisis, and we can talk about how they responded to what they were going through and see what we can learn together. In Exodus 17, the Israelites were facing a crisis. They had no water. So the people grumbled and complained, but Moses, in one of his finest moments, cried out to the Lord. During times of crisis, people are tempted to grumble and complain rather than looking first to the Lord. And I'm so guilty of this. I do this so often. I look to myself to solve my own problems. I grumble and complain. What about you? How do you reply when things are not going well? The Israelites were short on water, and we're short on respirators. The specifics are somewhat irrelevant, but here's what we do know. The Lord cares for us. As we continue in this time of crisis, let's not grumble or complain, but let's turn to the Lord and let's see what He might do to answer our prayers and change our hearts. Let's turn to the Lord as we talk about Russ and Lucy, two of our missionary partners currently serving in Thailand. Now, Russ and Lucy are currently learning the Thai language. Learning a new language typically takes 2 to 3 years or more, but this is a critical first step for missionaries in places that don't have access to the gospel. We just learned that they had the opportunity to share the gospel with 2 Thai tour guides in their language through a translator. Now, eventually, they'll be able to share directly without a translator. But for now, the gospel was heard by 3 people for the very first time in their language. Now, think about that for a second. God is using missionaries today to share the gospel with people for the very first time in their language, and we get to be a part of that at the Go Fund. That is one of the most exciting things we could do with our lives. So I'd like to invite you to join us this week in praying for 3 things. First, let's pray that more long-term missionaries take language learning more seriously, knowing that sharing the gospel in someone's heart language is so important. Second, let's pray for missionaries worldwide to be bold, not timid, and during these uncertain times that they would sow the gospel broadly at a time when people need it. And finally, let's pray for the 3 Thai people who heard the gospel for the very first time in their language. Let's pray that those seeds would germinate into first-time faith for these lost people. Today, the world is desperate for respirators to save their bodies and the gospel to save their souls. And the Lord cares about both. As we journey through this crisis together, let's turn first to the Lord this week. God bless you.